Hi, Ray here from the SportDog Supplies team. Today we're looking at a remote dog trainer from SportDog. This is the Sport Trainer, or the SD-1825. It has an incredible 1600 meter range. It has up to 16 levels of static correction available to you, plus it has a tone and a vibration feature as well. Both the transmitter and the collar are both fully waterproof and rechargeable, plus this has 13 modes of operation that you can program it to do practically anything you want with the remote trainer. If that's not all, you can even use it to look after up to 6 dogs. It's an incredible unit. If you're looking for a long-range remote trainer, then you really need to consider the SportDog 1825. Let's open up the box now and see what's inside. Inside the very nicely presented soft case that you will receive with your SportDog 1825, you'll receive the remote transmitter, the receiver collar, a power supply that will enable you to recharge both the collar and the transmitter, including this charging cradle that you can use for your collar. You'll receive the SportDog lanyard. You'll also get a pair of longer contact points for your collar, just in case your dog has a much thicker coat, and you'll also receive the detailed set of instructions. The remote transmitter is capable of a 1600 meter range, which is quite remarkable given the size of this remote. It has 2 main buttons on the front with one on the side. We have a very easy to use rotating intensity dial, and we have a toggle switch which you can use to increase the flexibility of what this remote transmitter can do for you. On the back you can attach a belt clip if that's where you'd like to hold your remote, and we have the charging point there on the side, and that is the lanyard attaching point for the remote transmitter. The collar is also waterproof and submersible and fully rechargeable. It is quite a nicely contoured collar. It's very strong, it's very sturdy, no external controls. We have a light here on the top. On the inside we have the charging points there, which is the exposed metal contact points, which will work when we stick it onto the charging cradle. And we have the on-off button right there. Turning the unit on is simply depressing the on-off button there once. You can hear the beep, and now it's flashing green because the unit is ready to use and the battery level is okay. Now, using the remote for the collar, when you open it up out of the box, its default mode setting is that on the side button will be the tone only option, with the continuous button here and a momentary button, or the nick button, the lower right button. Now, the SportDog 1825 is capable to be programmed up to 13 different modes. Now, what that means is that depending on your training preference, your training style, and what you want to do with the remote collar, you can assign each of these buttons a certain function. For example, the default is you can have the tone button here, or because the unit is capable of vibration, you can also program one of the buttons to deliver a vibration. The transmitter is upscalable. It can actually do up to 6 dogs. Using the toggle switch in the up position, each button can control one of 3 dogs. With the toggle then in the down position, you can program it so that the 3 buttons then control a further 3 dogs. Another nice feature is with the programmability that the 1825 offers is that you can program one of these buttons to deliver a predefined intensity level. So you may be operating on an intensity level of 3, However, you may decide that just in case, you can program one of these buttons to perhaps deliver a level 6 or 7. Of course, you may be familiar with the typical boost feature that many remotes have. You can also do that with this remote and program one of the buttons to perform as a boost or a typical 2 level higher than your current setting. So the programmability of the 1825 is quite extensive and is worth taking a little bit further time to read more about. Now, with regards to this collar, one of the things that I think sets it apart from its ability to deliver vibration as well, which is a handy feature, you can actually program this collar to a specific power output. So you may have a soft dog and who is very sensitive, so you can program the power output of this collar to the low setting. Or your dog may be more stubborn, so you can program this to its high setting. All in all, the power output ranges for this collar, you can program it to either a low, medium or high. And the beauty of this feature really comes into play when you are training more than one dog. Now, not all dogs will respond to a certain level. You may be training at a level 3, for example, and the level 3 setting of intensity may be okay for some of your dogs, but perhaps if you've got a stubborn dog, it may not be enough. So, for the stubborn dog, you can program the power output of the collar to the high setting, whereas some of your other dogs, you may decide a low or a medium power output is enough. So you can see the collar is on, it's flashing green and the battery level's okay. With the toggle in the upright position, you can have, for example, the side button delivering the tone only option. But when you flick the switch down, you can program the unit to deliver, say, the vibration or the tone. There we go. Let's see if you can hear that. And we have the vibration now working on the side and the tone on the lower right button there. So there you have it. Overall, the SD-1825 probably has to be considered one of the better remotes for you to consider. It has an excellent long range. You can provide tone and vibration for your dog. It's fully programmable. Not only does the transmitter have 13 different modes of operation, and you can do up to 6 dogs, but the collar that comes with it, you can pre-program the power output that it uses. So overall, the SD-1825 is an exceptional remote for you to consider.